Hello, beautiful vloggers. Thanks for tuning in again. It's your girl, Shay. All right. Now, make sure you subscribe and like this video, and you subscribe so we can keep you updated with the newest uploads and everything that's going on. All the recaps, reviews, quote of the weeks, all of those things. Okay. So anyway, we're going to get started. This is the review and recap for Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 2, Episode 11, The Grand Dame Shame. Now, that is a crazy-ass title. But anyway, it was a crazy-ass episode if you ask me. So, let's get it started. So, we pick up where we left off. You know, last episode, there was a whole lot of drama between Karen and the ladies who didn't appreciate how she treated Charisse. And, you know, they didn't appreciate her, you know, messing up Charisse's day of planning and all that stuff. So, I actually forgot that in the last episode on the bus. I believe it was Charisse, Robyn, and Ashley. Charisse had actually called Karen a bum bitch. I was like, oh, I didn't know. Okay, well, tell us how you feel, boo-boo. So, yeah, she calls her a bum bitch, and I'm like, okay, that's some shade I didn't catch last time, but I'm catching it now, okay? So, on this episode, you know, they're still on the little bus ride or whatever. Now they're on the bus to go to the boat where Charisse is doing her day of planning, because remember, Charisse and Karen were both supposed to have their own day. And for Charisse's day, she planned to have the ladies do a little boat trip, some excursions, some stuff like that. But Karen uprooted it by having Gizelle and Monique go with her to the American Cup little boat situation. So on this one, they are riding, getting ready to go to the boat. Was it just me, or did the guy in the back of the bus look like Solange's husband? You know what I'm talking about? Solange's husband, the dude with the big beard. The guy on the bus, I really thought that was him at first. I had to pause it, but it wasn't him. But anyway, so yeah. So they're on the bus. They're headed down there. Ashley has a flip phone. Why does Ashley have a flip phone? Because her husband doesn't believe that she won't make international phone calls on her real phone. So he makes her use a flip phone. And I'm like, boo-boo, you grown as hell. First of all, if it was a flip phone the only thing you could find, if you want to get a second phone, it'd have to be a flip phone. You can't even get pictures on that, can you? But you can't get on social media anything with a flip phone, can you? That's like a 10, 15-year-old phone, boo-boo. But beyond that, why is your husband telling you that you can't have international calling on your phone? Like, is this your husband or your parent? Like, baby, for real. And then she started talking about she's a millennial. And Robyn was like, boo-boo, if you were a millennial, you would be able to have international calling on your cell phone, okay? So Robyn kind of like put her in her place a little bit. And then she was talking, Robyn was saying about Michael, like, yeah, that's Ashley's boss. That's her supervisor. That's her daddy, because it's all his money. And I'm like, damn, that's really what happened when you marry a man with money and you don't have nothing of your own. Because he really is treating her like a kid. But I don't think all men with money act like that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. But I just thought it was weird that, you know, if you can afford a restaurant, you can afford to have international calling on your phone. That's just like a control factor to me. That just sounds like a control issue. That does not sound like he don't want you making international calls. Like, please, okay? Y'all living in a penthouse. He own a restaurant. Don't he own some real estate and stuff like that? The man got paper, long money, okay? Is he really tripping over international calling? Sounds like another way to have you in his pocket, and he could just tell you whatever to do, and you got to do it. So that's kind of messed up. So yeah, Robyn starts to tell them about what happened with the whole situation between her and Karen, and how when she walked in, how she was telling Karen that she was like, you know, I had to ambush her. And I'm like, are you really proud of that? I mean, I think that Robyn was right to ask Karen whatever she wanted to ask her, you know, talk to her like, hey girl, you was wrong for what you did, but did you really have to say, girl, I had to ambush her? Like, don't try to make it seem like you was hard and like you a thug or something. Like, girl, stop. And then she threw Karen a little shade. Like, yeah, she was in there getting ready when I got there. You know, it take her about a good 2 hours to get her makeup done. I was like, I mean, you know, it don't take me that long. But then again, I don't do all of that extra shit. So, I mean, different people do different things with their makeup. That was a little shade. It was a little too much shade. I mean, Robyn, you a pretty girl, but you don't have to throw her shade about how long it took her to get her makeup done. I was like, okay. And then Charisse was talking, and she just feels like what Karen did as far as the trip and everything, and planning the American Cup on a day where she knew it was Charisse's day to take the ladies out. She just thought it was underhanded. And I have to agree with Charisse. Karen was wrong. I do like Karen. I think she's fun. She's fun for the show or whatever. But what she did was wrong. It did seem like she was really, looking to upstage Charisse on her own day. That was the day you supposedly gave her where she could do whatever she wanted with the ladies. And then unbeknownst to her, you planned something on her day. To me, that just sounds shady. It sounds a little fake. Like, she got every right to be annoyed with you. And she definitely gonna let you know how she feel, because all the girls arrive on the boat. Charisse over there double-fisting drinks. It was cute. Okay, you ready to get your party on? I see you. The young captain. The captain was cute. Wasn't he a cute little white guy? I was like, okay, go ahead. A couple of these girls might be down with the swirl if they're not already married. Who knows? Anyway, he was cute. He was cuter than the male captains they be having on that Below Deck show. If y'all ever watched that Bravo show. I've seen it a couple times. Yeah, those male captains don't be cute. They got a female captain now, I think, but that's another story. So anyway, yeah. So Charisse was upset that Monique didn't tell her she was going on the trip or whatever with Karen. And so she just like, girl, I had to do what I had to do. It was so last minute. I had to make sure whatever happened. Then when all the ladies are together, I like the fact that Monique actually, was trying to once again show that she's bigger than the drama or whatever. She wants to get past it. So she, reaches out to give Gizelle a hug, and Gizelle hugged her back, and I was like, yay, good. This is a big girl moment. Y'all put your big girl panties on. I like it. And then Robyn and Ashley, though, they made a little comment like the hug was phony. Now, I have to be honest, the hug was a little phony. It wasn't looking like they were, besties. But they are trying, and I appreciate that. I respect that. Both of them are grown women with kids. So why not show your daughters how you can rise above a situation? So kudos to both Gizelle and Monique for now moving past the past drama that they once had. I like it. I'm appreciating it. I can respect that. That was grown woman stuff right there. And then, so it was some nice looking guys on the boat or whatever. And then this guy is sitting next to Charisse. And his name is Acario. I had to write it down to make sure I said it right. Well, anyway, so this guy, he starts telling Charisse that he is attracted. At first, I thought he was going to start hitting on Charisse. But actually, he's attracted to Robyn. So Charisse calls Robyn over like, hey, girl, he want to holler, whatever. And so Robyn sits down next to him. Now, at first, I'm like, Robyn not even going to be open because, she's still into Juan or whatever. But you know what? I don't really blame Robyn for not being into this guy because he was a mess. First of all, Robyn was giving him like a look like she wasn't really feeling him or whatever. And he made a comment like, oh, you looking at me like I'm suspect, or she thinks I'm suspect. I'm like, no, boo-boo. Them soft pink, blush pink shorts you're wearing are suspect. Okay, did y'all see them shorts he had on? Like, boo, no. Who let you out the house like that? Then, he gets to talking to Robyn, and she like, because his legs look super smooth. And she was like, do you shave your legs? And he was like, do you want to touch them? You can feel them if you want to. And I was just like, is that a yes? A grown man who shaves his legs? It's going to be a no for me. It's going to be a no. I'm sorry. You got on blush pink shorts. I don't know what kind of blue top he was wearing with the button up. The shirt and the shorts didn't even go together. Then you got the nerve to have them glossy legs like you shave them? Okay. All right, Wendy Williams, how you do it? That's what it made me think of. Like, I was with Robyn on that one. I didn't think that was the kind of guy she should be going after, the kind of guy she should be looking forward to. But according to Robyn, if she dates somebody else, Juan gonna slit her tires, which he ain't slitting her damn tires, okay? But yeah, I'm all for her passing up on Acario. I think that's his name. Yeah, pass him up because no. That was a no. That was a major no. And then so we move on. Oh, and then he tells her, she asked him what was wrong with his ankle. He had a bandage on his ankle. He tells her He messed his ankle up in a sexual accident, a sexual incident or something like that involving a fan. I'm like, you trying too hard, boo boo. What you trying to convince everybody of? What what exactly are you trying to do? He was overcompensating, if you ask me. And usually when people overcompensate, it means they had something. But that's just me. So now let's move on from him. And we had talked. It's Gizelle, Robyn, Charisse. They talking about how they had a good time. It was like a little bonding moment on the American Cup boat or whatever. And Karen said that the reason why she brought Karen brought Monique and Gizelle on the American Cup boat or whatever. The reason why she did that was because she felt guilty, or she felt responsible for why they had a falling out. She was the one who went back and told Gizelle that Monique called her a trick. That's what it was. Karen was the one who went back, and remember the barbecue at Monique's house where everybody got into it. Karen was the one who went back and told Gizelle, like, hey, old girl called you a trick. That's why she feel bad, because her saying the whole trick comment made the whole situation worse, which I get. So kudos to Karen for wanting to make it right. I'm not mad at you, girl. So yeah, so anyway, they on the boat, like I said. Now Gizelle takes all the girls away so that Karen and Charisse can talk and have a little convo, whatever. This is when it gets good. Okay, so at first, Karen is like, I'm unapologetic. I'm not gonna say sorry to you. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad or something like that. And I'm not gonna sit here and be apologetic because we had a bonding moment, is what she said. So Charisse is like, that's weak, whatever. And Karen kept going and going, and she was like, are you even gonna stop talking? This was Charisse saying, are you even gonna stop talking? So Charisse ready to go in and let her have it. She basically like, you messed up my day, something that I planned for the ladies. She felt like what she did was underhanded, which she had said before, and she didn't appreciate it. So Karen, she don't see nothing wrong with it. And when Charisse told Karen, like, oh, you want to apologize, whatever, that's weak, Karen is like, well, I planned a fantastic event, and you're just mad because you're just doing okay. Like, I was like, okay, like, actually her the whole situation looked cute when her, Robyn, and Ashley was doing an excursion last episode, and Ashley opened up about what's going on with her marriage. That looked like a cute little moment. So I don't think that she was just doing an okay job. Charisse looked like she was doing a good job, and you just want to be petty because you're the reason why she basically, her trip was not plan her day for that trip, should I say, was not playing the way she wanted it, because you wanted to be petty Betty and take all the girls, take two of the girls, and then not tell her ahead of time. So y'all just bust up and left, and then she left holding the bag like, well, damn, I planned something for all of us, and you gonna take two of the girls and leave me with the other two and not even tell me anything. And then one day I'm just like, boom, waiting to go out with all my girls, and y'all already gone. So that's why Charisse called her a bum bitch last episode. And she felt some type of way, and she let it be known, and they was going back and forth. And Charisse told Karen, you can go and take a swim or something like that, because Charisse was getting ready to walk away, and Karen basically told her, you need to stop running or something like that. And then Charisse told Karen you need therapy or something like that, and Karen was like, well, you would know better than anybody. So they doing a little whole back and forth, and I thought that was some petty shade, because y'all don't shade somebody because they going to therapy. But then again, Charisse tried to throw the shade like you need therapy, so I guess they both wrong in that circumstance. But yeah, so they having a little shade back and forth, and Karen was like, I don't know what Charisse's problem is. Her real issue is her marriage or whatever, and she needs to handle that, and arguing with me is not going to be her solution. So then they still going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then Charisse said something to her about, I spent more on this boat than your net worth. And Karen like, well, I pay you dust and this, and that. And when Charisse said the whole thing about, I spent more on this boat than your net worth, Karen like, Yo, that's not your net worth. That's your husband's net worth. Now, technically, yeah, you're right. That's her husband's net worth. But haven't they been married for like somewhere between 15 to 20 years? Don't think that Charisse gonna walk away from that divorce empty-handed, okay? Because I don't even know if he was in the NBA when they got married, so I don't know if they had a prenup. But even if they did, you've been married to somebody for 15, 20 years, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get something out of that. So Charisse like, yeah, go ahead and sell your house and this and that, and I don't have to sell mine, you sell yours and all this stuff. And Karen threw the ultimate shade, like she better hope when she had that divorce they don't drag her ass up out of that house. I was like, ooh. And Karen was like, I'm selling my house because I want to or whatever. I don't know if I believe that, but okay, you're gonna do your little back and forth, get that little shade in, and say you selling your house because you want to, but I don't know. I don't know if you would sell your house in Potomac to move to Virginia. So I'm a guess that you lying on that one. Okay, just my guess. So yeah, they doing that whole back and forth, and the ladies kind of just standing back watching, especially Gizelle. Gizelle was sitting back eating it up, and I'm not mad at Gizelle because if I was there watching some of that, I would be sitting there like, I'm trying to hear what's going on. I'm trying to get the tea. So I couldn't even be mad at Gizelle for cracking up because, she was ear to the streets. Gizelle is the mouth of the streets or something like that. So whatever. She all in the streets. So obviously she want to get the gossip. She want to get the information. But yeah, so that was a cute little moment. But I tell y'all what. When I watch these shows, sometimes I'll be like the older women, the shade that they throw is just so much more classy, but it cuts your ass deep. Like they talking about, she basically done called her a broke bitch in so many words, but without saying it, like the shade is so real, the ultimate shade. Like, oh my God. Then they get back to Charisse's room and they rehashing the argument, because Gizelle was listening to the whole thing. So Gizelle telling them like, yeah, Charisse said this, then Karen said that, then Charisse said that. I was cracking up because Gizelle, she was basically going verbatim what the argument was. And then Charisse opens up and says, I'm not going to really talk about it. Like, first of all, when you say you're not going to talk about something, you're already talking about it, just for the record. But she says, I'm not going to really talk about it. But, I've heard, because I guess the streets is talking in Potomac, so they all hearing all kind of drama about each other and all kind of gossip and information or whatever. So she says, Charisse says, I heard that, truthfully, that, what is it, Karen's house or whatever, the one that she just bought, she bought the house and it was already in foreclosure. So I guess essentially what she's trying to say is she bought a house, first of all, in Virginia. So you already in a different, I guess, tax bracket or whatever. So the homes are a little bit cheaper than they are in Potomac. The homes in Great Falls, Virginia are cheaper than the ones in Potomac, Maryland. But on top of that, not only did you go to a different place, but the house that you chose is a house that was in foreclosure. Now, I'm like, it's nothing really wrong with that in my opinion, because if a house is in foreclosure, you put a little money into it, you can flip that property. To me, that's an investment. They hating on Karen like, oh, she shouldn't buy foreclosure. I think the real reason why they bringing this up is because, once again, like I've said before, Karen painted herself in the corner by continuing to say the whole thing about the Black Bill Gates. You cannot keep calling that man a Black Bill Gates when you don't have Bill Gates money. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't even have, the money of a rapper or a basketball player, let alone Bill Gates. So that's where the real problem lies, is that Karen set herself up for failure by continuing to claim this whole Black Bill Gates situation. So, but I don't think there's anything wrong with buying a foreclosure. If you buy a foreclosure, that is, if you buy it and it's in pretty good condition, you just throw a couple dollars in it, that's a hell of a return on investment because it's already cheaper than market value because it was a foreclosure. So, I think that that's a smart idea, but they throwing shade because they like the Black Bill Gates shouldn't even have to look for a foreclosure. So, whatever. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it. So, and then Robyn also said that the reason why she thinks that Karen is so quiet on this situation is because she believes that Karen is kind of embarrassed about the fact that she has to downsize, being that she's married to, once again, the Black Bill Gates. When you listen, you set yourself up for failure, girl. Karen, they never gonna let you live this down. They never gonna let you live it down. And the viewers never gonna let you live it down. Because you spent 2 years, 2 seasons, talking about the same thing over and over again, pretending like this man had all this money, and now you up and moving, and then he's moving while you're in Bermuda. So while you're there on vacation, he's hurrying up, packing all the bags and stuff like that. I guess that y'all had to get out of the house in a certain amount of time, because she said they accepted a cash offer. So usually a cash offer have a 30-day or 90-day close, so you probably had to get out of there at a certain amount of time. But it just seemed like y'all just moving in a way where it looks kind of shady. It looks like y'all running from something or something like that. And I think that's what all the girls is like discussing, what they all talking about. And it looked like it's gonna come up some more in the next episode too. So back at Karen's hotel room, she's in there with Monique, and Monique is like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna sit here and talk to her, because I don't want to not have a conversation with her or whatever, and leave her by herself when she did this nice thing of getting me and Gizelle back cool, or getting us cool in the first place. So I can't really just ditch her and not talk to her or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's nice of you. She like, I don't speak cray-cray though. And I'm like, Monique, I like you a lot, but you a little cray-cray. So I don't know what you mean by you don't speak cray-cray, because you kind of do. But all right. So yeah, Karen is just basically like, she wants an apology that's verbatim, and basically what she wants. And I'm a grown-ass woman, and nobody's gonna tell me what to think. Nobody's gonna tell me what to say. And I'm like, Karen, it's not that she want a certain kind of apology. What she do? She want a genuine apology. Your apology is just not sincere. You started off the conversation with saying I'm not apologetic. So how are you gonna give a genuine apology if you start off the conversation by saying you're not sorry? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. It's a contradiction, girl. So yeah, so she was like, oh, she said I'm not gonna let her cut my head off and piss down my neck. I'm like, now I've heard the saying where they say, don't piss on my hat and tell me it's raining or something like that. But I've never heard cut off my head and piss down my neck. I was like, okay, that was giving me the Mama Joyce tease on Real Housewives of Atlanta, when she said something like, if Phaedra was on fire, if Phaedra guts was on fire, I wouldn't piss down her throat or something like that. I wouldn't piss on her if her guts was on fire or something like that. So I was just like, these older women, they give some kind of shade that I can't even put into words. I would never think to say that shit about somebody or say it to somebody. They just come up with this stuff like, I wouldn't piss on her guts and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, what? And then Karen, she trying to chop off my head and piss down my neck. I'm like, okay, can y'all get it together? I'm telling, older women give some shade that I can't even like fathom, really, honestly. So yeah, and she also said that her and Charisse actually had a genuine friendship. And I didn't know that her and Charisse were that cool before, but she did say they had a genuine friendship, and now she's kind of over it. She feels some type of way about the way, everything has been going lately. So I don't know, but we do see him later on in the episode, get to talking or whatever. So, so the next day comes, it's Charisse's birthday, and she talks to her daughter on the phone and all of this stuff. And she asked her daughter, like, what's wrong with your hair? And I'm like, Charisse, you always got something going on with your hair, so you shouldn't ask your daughter nothing, okay? I'm just saying. I mean, I don't have the money to slay my hair like every which way every single day, but I keep a couple cute wigs. But like I said, girlfriend, you on national television, and your hair is very rarely on point. So I don't know why you asking your daughter what's wrong with her hair, because your daughter should be asking you the same question, but that's another story. So everybody is calling their family. So Ashley calls Michael. I love the fact that his nickname from her is Shuggy. That's corny and cute at the same time. And he was like, I'm in a business meeting or something. He sounded like he was kind of like trying to kick her off the phone, but she wouldn't get off the phone. And she really wanted to talk to him. And they did like a flashback of last episode where she talked about their relationship. She may have done irreparable damage by saying the whole stuff about the divorce. So it's good that she's trying to make it right with him, and that she's trying to get back together and make things happen. So kudos to Ashley. I hope everything works out for her. With Karen, she was calling Ray. I think she was talking to his voicemail or something, because it didn't seem like she was talking to him. But they showed the camera footage of him moving they home from, you know, they moving all their stuff from Potomac to Great Falls, Virginia. So I'm just like, girl, how you gonna be the Grand Dame of Potomac and you live in Virginia? What's going on? And then, girl, child, listen. So then they show Robyn, and she on the phone with Juan, and she asked Juan where the kids, you know, they didn't answer the phone, so I'm guessing they in the swimming pool. And he basically told her, I'm not listening to a word you're saying. I don't know how many signs this man got to give her that he is not into her. He's just not that into you. I don't know how many times he got to say it. I don't know how many ways he got to say it. I don't know how many different ways he could describe it. He could explain it. He could give it to you raw. He could give it to you uncut, uncensored. He could pussyfoot around it. I don't know how many ways this man could try to show you and tell you that he's just not that into you. Robyn, I feel bad for her. She is just so in love with a man who is not still in love with her. And I feel like Robyn really loves him, and she genuinely, deeply loves him. But he is the kind of guy where it just kind of seems like he would string her along. Because it looked like in the next episode, she's going to have a conversation with him about dating. I would love to see what his reaction going to be. So you know I'm going to be watching next episode. But it kind of seems like he's the type of guy where he probably wouldn't want her to date anybody else, but he would want to keep dating other people. You get what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see if he's honest with her and flat out says, like, I think we should see other people because I'm already seeing other people. Word on the street is true. I am seeing other people, so you should too. Or is he going to say, no, we should try to work this out. We should try to give it another chance, even though he knows he's still messing around with other chicks. I'm interested to see which role he plays. Is he going to be honest with her and tell her, let's move on and keep it pushing? Or is he going to say, let's stay together, knowing full well he's with other people simultaneously? That's going to be interesting, okay? So then they go play cricket. Well, they're not playing cricket. They watching men play cricket. It's a bunch of men. The men trying to holler. Robyn, like, really not giving them the time of day. Was a couple cute guys out there. The guy who was trying to holler at Gizelle, he looked like he could be Gizelle's brother. They both had, like, green eyes or something like that. But he was an attractive man. So him and her would make a cute couple because they both are very attractive people. And they will have some gorgeous kids. But I don't think she was really that into him. She talking about this to help me get over Kevin or decide that, or she said something like this is a sign to leave Kevin alone. Like, girl, you know you don't want no damn Kevin. Quit playing. I know you got to pretend for your storyline, but child, you ain't into that damn Kevin. I have yet to see a scene where you actually looked into him. I like Gizelle, but girl, quit lying, okay? You are not into Kevin. Let's stop faking the funk, okay? Thank you. So, moving on. Wait, what? While Gizelle was talking about, I was expecting to see people on horses with them little poles hitting the ball. And I'm like, she thought cricket was polo. I'm like, that's definitely polo, what she's describing. And she like, yeah, I was expecting to see the expensive big hats and the big horses and all that. I'm like, girl, she cracked me up. Now, if Monique would have said something like that, she would have called her stupid. But because she said it, it's just funny. But never mind, because her and Monique are getting along now, so maybe she wouldn't throw Monique that shade. I'm going to give Gizelle the benefit of the doubt and say that now that her and Monique are cool, she wouldn't shade Monique like that. But in the past, she would have been like, girl, she dumb as hell. So, yeah, that happened. Then, Robyn says she wants to deal with her situation at home before dating. Like, girl, okay. What you mean is you want to get back together. That whole shit, that whole spiel that Robyn gave in the beginning of the season, talking about Juan wants her back, but she doesn't want him, and if she wants to be back in a relationship, he would be back in a relationship with her, and he wants the relationship, and she don't. All that shit was a lie, okay? She is clearly the one who wants the relationship. I like you, Robyn, but let's call a spade a spade. She wants it. He does not. Just saying. Okay, so then they're back at Charisse's room or whatever, back at her hotel room. And Karen has come by Charisse's room because she wants to talk and lets her know basically that she wants to squash it. She doesn't want to have this beef. She doesn't want to have this rift with her friend, who she caught earlier in the episode a genuine friend. So I thought that was big of Karen. You know, they said they were going to bury the hatchet. Karen talked about, you know, they need to try to be leaders in the group, you know, so the younger women in the group could look up to them and all of that stuff. But Charisse says in her confessional, like, yeah, I'm gonna be supportive of my little friend or something like that. I really didn't believe her. It was something about the way that Charisse said it that made me think she was full of it. I don't believe Charisse. I don't believe you at all, boo. I don't believe that Charisse is about to bury the hatchet with Karen, because the way she was looking in her confessionals when she was like, I'm gonna support my little friend or something like that, she was lying. And so it's not gonna last. But we know that because it's the Housewives, so the truth never lasts. Anyway, all the girls come by, so they're gonna do them a little pajama party, whatever. I thought that was cute. You know, Gizelle came in dancing. She was like getting her moves on. All the girls come in. Ashley come in pouring shots and stuff. I'm like, okay, they get ready to have a good little time. I love seeing stuff like that. So then I really thought that the way that this was handled, it looked like this whole situation was sort of their way of doing kind of a segue into Karen's situation, because Monique walks in talking about the house that she has that's just closed or whatever. Then all of a sudden, baby, we get to talking about Karen. And, you know, Karen is quiet about her move. You know, she's not really saying too much. And the girls kind of looking at Karen, waiting on Karen to spill the beans. But Karen kind of just stays quiet. I'm like, so who gonna call her out first? But they really ain't called her out yet. That happens at the, you know, towards the end of the episode, or the actual end of the episode. But I was sitting there like, yeah, so soon as Monique get to talking about her house, her new home or whatever, her new humble abode, and how she got to move in and all of this stuff, lo and behold, they put the camera on Karen. Karen mighty quiet, you know, the first lady of the Bill Gates estate is sitting there real silent. So, you don't want to talk about Virginia yet, boo? Okay. So, after that, they get to talking to Monique about, I think it was Gizelle, because you know her and Gizelle cool now, which I love. I love that. I love the fact that her and Gizelle Monique have buried the hatchet, and they really did bury the hatchet, unlike Charisse and Karen, because they just have an uneasy truce right now. They really ain't buried the hatchet yet. But they were talking to Monique about, you know, her whole being a rapper and stuff like that, and what was going on as far as her making music, and did she ever have a deal. And she actually said she had a couple deals, but when it was time to work on her project, she realized that the A&Rs and stuff, the people at the label wanted her to sleep with them, which I've heard about. I've heard that artists, you know, they want you to sleep with the producers for a track. You know, you got to sleep with the producer to get a song. You got to sleep with the people to get a contract. It's just like when they talk about the actors and the acting couch or something, like the casting couch. That's what it's called, the casting couch. Okay, they have a music couch where they want you to do certain things, you know, do something strange for a piece of change, you know. So she didn't do it. I said kudos to her. She kept her integrity. I'm not mad at you, boo. I wonder, has she already met Chris yet? So she knew she was going to be straight financially. But regardless of if she knew Chris yet or not, the fact that she turned it down and kept her morals and her integrity, kudos to her. So after that, they asked her to rap something. And I just thought it was so ironic that when they asked her to rap something, she rapped something super sexual. And I'm like, it's not to say that she can't, because she a grown woman. But it's ironic as hell to me that you just said that the reason why you didn't keep your record deal was because you wasn't going to sleep your way to the top. But then you turn around and do a whole rap about sex. I thought that was so funny. Maybe it was just me. I thought it was ironic as hell. It's nothing wrong with it, because you a grown woman. Lil' Kim rap about what she wants to. Nicki, Remy, Foxy Brown, all of them, Eve, whatever. They rap about whatever they want to, but I just thought in that moment it was very ironic that she talked about not wanting to sign a deal based on having sex with people, but then did a whole song about sex. So I thought that was funny. I'm like, you didn't have no other song you could have chose besides that one in that moment. But whatever, I still like Monique. But then all the other girls start rapping. I thought that was cute. You know, they all doing their whole little rap or whatever. I thought that was cute. I liked it. So anyway, then they move on, and the ladies are back home. They back in Potomac. That we see Robyn, she with the therapist. She told the therapist that if you had to give me a grade on my assignment, it would be WTF, which is whole total failure. And I'm like, girl, you could have just said it's an F. That's what an F is, failing. So you didn't need the whole WTF. Okay. I mean, I don't know how long it took her to come up with that one, but she liked it, so I guess. But she was like, she basically said that her heart is still with Juan. She still want to be with Juan. I'm like, the question is Juan's heart with you? Because we already knew your heart was still with Juan. All the girls on the show know your heart is still with Juan. I love when the therapist asked her, do you want to live or do you want to keep existing? Because it is a difference. Are you living or are you existing? And, you know, that's a question that everybody, I think, has to answer for themselves at some point. So, you know, but I thought it was a great question from a therapist. Then we go, it's Ashley and Michael, and they're meeting about Oz. And at first she calls him a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I'm like, what type of woman calls her husband a wolf in sheep's clothing? That's why y'all getting into it. You threatening divorce. You think he a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, why would you marry a man you thought was a wolf in sheep's clothing anyway? Crickets. I don't know. Nobody probably, I mean, besides the money. Why would you marry a man who you think is a wolf in sheep's clothing? I mean, like, really? That didn't make much sense to me. But, okay, so he tells her, you know, we need to modify your role here at the restaurant or whatever. She's like, what does that mean? And he was like, you need to be an owner, not an owner/manager. Which is a good point, because her being the manager is why they keep bumping heads and arguing and all of these things. And he's telling her, you know, I want to rekindle our relationship. And this restaurant has been a cock blocker, which I thought was funny. So then we get to the real story, okay? Let's just get into it. Charisse's house, okay? We are here for the champagne room reveal. And you know what's going down, because everybody wants to know about the champagne room, and everybody wants to know what the hell is going on with Karen. So when they get there, the ladies there are always cute. You know, she got Charisse got a chef. She got a butler. Her interior designer was there. I'm like, okay, you better do it, Charisse. You better show them what all them dollars value, okay? So that was a cute little moment. And then Monique gets there. She talks about how she closed on her house or whatever. She's excited. I think the house is like 4.5 mil or something like that. It was 4 something. So I'm like, okay, girl, do you? You know, that was a really nice house. So I can't wait. I hope next season she's still on the show. I think they're going to keep her for next season, though, because she definitely brought it this season. So I can't wait to see how the house looks once they decorate it, because she said she wants to make some changes to it. She was going to do some things to the house. So I can't wait to see what it looks like when she put the changes to it. So let's hurry up and get to the good stuff. So Monique closes on the house. Okay, so they get to talking about Karen and how they, you know, Gizelle always got her ear to the streets, because she is the streets. You know, she know all the drama. She know what's going on. She know all the gossip. So she starts talking about how, you know, Karen has moved, and they like, we only been back for like a little minute. How she moved already? I guess Gizelle figured out that they were moving while the girls were in Bermuda, so Ray moved them to Virginia while Karen was in Bermuda. Now, us as viewers, we already knew that, but the girls, they didn't know that. So they just finding all of this out, and they like, this is real shady. What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. So they get into the champagne room. The champagne room, super cute. It's gorgeous. I love it. I think it's nice. Hopefully it's a refrigerator unit or something in there to keep the champagne cold, because if it is, you know, somebody buy that house, they can just turn it into a cute little wine cellar or something. So whatever, but it was cute. So let's get to Karen. So Karen gets there, and baby, listen, she get to talking about how, you know, she took this home, and they're just in transition, and she's gonna decide if she still really likes it, if she want to really be in Great Falls. And she like, remember I told y'all I was gonna be in Great Falls? And she said it so fast, like she was trying to run it past them, like she didn't want them to notice. And I'm just thinking like, oh shit, she nervous, because she knows she didn't tell them she was moving to Virginia. So she just hurry up and throw it out there or whatever. And I'm guessing production probably already told them that she had already moved, because they filmed the move. They filmed Ray moving the house and stuff. Not the house, but the stuff in the house. So she like, you know, I told y'all. Remember I told y'all I was going to Great Falls? You know good and damn well you didn't tell them where you was going, because you said last episode they was some nosy heifers and you didn't want them to know. So don't try to pretend like you told them. You didn't. So she's like, yeah, you know, we in Great Falls or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, Charisse was like, I think it's something to talk about, the fact that Karen took a cash offer. Now, mind you, Karen's house was listed for like $1 million or $2 million. So you took a cash offer from a house to move from a home that your kids grew up in. This was your home, okay? You owned your home. You took a cash offer, and then you move into a rental. Who sells their house to move into a rental? That don't sound right. Like, and I watch Judge Judy. Judge Judy always say if it don't sound right, it's probably a lie. So something in the water ain't, what was it? Phaedra say something in the milk ain't clean. Something in the milk ain't clean, y'all. Because, all right now, I like Karen, but we got to call it what it is. Now, the Black Bill Gates shouldn't have to go and rent a damn thing, especially if he done sold his house. Why would you sell your house to move to another state to rent? Even though you own the Real Housewives of Potomac, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. And then Charisse is like, you know, when she moving in the middle of the night, excuse me, she moving in the middle of the night and stuff like that. Like, what's really going on? So then Ashley brings up, she's like, you know, Monique just bought a $5 million home and all this stuff, and you know, you can't be the Grand Dame of Potomac anymore. I think it's got to be Monique and or Charisse now, because they the ones, you know, Monique and Charisse are the chicks on Potomac who really got the bread. They the ones with the real money. So she like, you can't be the Grand Dame anymore. It has to be Charisse or Monique. And she was like, well, I don't really care what none of y'all think. That's what Karen said. I don't really care what none of y'all think. And nobody can claim the Grand Dame title because somebody else gave me the title and I don't have to give the title back and all this stuff. And I'm like, she is so consumed with this title, girl. You listen, Karen is very into titles, okay? Not only is she into the whole Grand Dame thing, but the Black Bill Gates thing is a title, okay? You gave him that title, and now y'all not living up to it. So you really, and I like, once again, I like Karen, but I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear, but tell you the truth, okay? You are so into titles that you are screwing yourself over time and time again. How you going to be the Grand Dame of Potomac, but you live in Great Falls, Virginia? Okay? How are you married to the Black Bill Gates, but you have to sell your house to rent one? Like, that does not make sense. Okay? When this reunion comes, they're going to pull the hell out of her cards, okay? I can't wait for this reunion. When they get, listen, this reunion, they going to drag her for hell. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? They going to, listen, this reunion is about to be a damn massacre. Now, Karen puts up a good fight. She just not going to roll over and take it, which is what I like about Karen. But let me tell you something, okay? If you think that they going to get to this reunion and they ain't not going to say, girl, what's really going on with your finances? I will bet you money that they come to the reunion with receipts and they going to know what's really going on. I can't wait. And then, you know, she talking about Ashley. She like, I'm not listening to some idiot sitting across the couch and all this stuff. And I'm just like, girl, it is a mess. It is a mess on top of a mess on top of a mess. Like, Karen that made herself look, she looking, I don't want to say like a liar, but I mean, you are the Grand Dame of Potomac, but you don't live in Potomac. Your husband is the Black Bill Gates, but you got to rent a home. Like, it just, girl, they pulling your cards. And it's the truth is that the Grand Dame, in my opinion, it's got to be Monique or Charisse. It can't be you if you don't live in Potomac. I don't care how many people you say gave you that nickname. I really don't believe somebody else gave her that nickname. I think she coined that term herself, gave herself that nickname when she was coming on this show. And it worked, you know. It was a way for people to identify you on the show. It's a brand new show. It's a brand new housewife show. You want to stand out. Great. But you can't, now you standing out for the wrong reasons. And you can't continue to do that. So, I like you, Karen. But I don't think this going to end well, because at the end of the day, you can't be the Grand Dame of a place you don't live in. You don't live there. How you going to be the Grand Dame? Okay? You know what I'm saying? That's like being the Queen of England, but you live in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's a totally different thing. But you get what I'm saying? Like, she doing too much. So y'all tell me what y'all thinking. I think this next episode going to be a good one. When they gonna have this party and Michael is talking to Chris. Michael is Ashley's husband. Chris is Monique's husband. And they talking like, what's going on here? What are they hiding? Why does this look like a front for something? And Karen there, she bawling her eyes out crying. It's a bunch of random people at the party. They can't figure out if the people actually live in Potomac or what. So this is going to be a great next episode. Hope y'all enjoyed this one. Hope you enjoyed the review recap. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Let me know how you feel in the comment section. And I will check with y'all next week. It's your girl, Shay. Mwah. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Thank you for coming to Writer's Vlogs. In the description box, you'll find
links to our social media,
blog,
and anything else you need to know.
Be sure to rate,
comment,
and subscribe to our channel.
Mwah.
Thank you for coming to Writer's Vlogs. In the description box, you'll find
links to our social media,